Hey guys, today I'm just going to do a quick review of a Glycine Combat Sub. This specific model comes as the black matte finish Combat Sub. And I wanted to do this review because I think Glycine doesn't get enough credit. I mean, they're Swiss made since 1914, and this particular piece is just one of the most comfortable watches I've ever owned. And it looks kind of like a homage to like a Rolex Submariner with respect to a dive watch, but it does have its own features that make it unique and really come into its own. If we're looking at the dimensions of a watch, this is a 42 millimeter case. The lug width is 22 millimeters, which is a nice common size. This actually particular model didn't come on the Oyster bracelet. I got this from Strapcode. It actually came originally on this nice NATO strap with a signed buckle here, which is decent, but I'm just more of a bracelet type of person. If you look a little more closely at the dial here, you can see that just inside of the lume indices you have orange 24-hour military time, and then the outside, or just around the indices as well, you have a 60-second track all the way around. You also have a nice 60-click bezel, unidirectional. Nice satisfying clicks there. Everything lines up really well. Yeah, it looks really nice. You also have a date window at the 3 o'clock position. It's kind of blocked a bit there by the minutes hand. And the movement itself is pretty nice. It's the Glycine's own movement is a GL224, but that's really just a modified ETA 2024-2. So I mean, you got like a nice 40-hour power reserve, 25 joules, and really high frequency. And the aesthetics of the watch it's a really nice symmetrical dial. I like just how clean the hour, minute, and seconds hands are. I kind of like how the zoom in a little more here. Yeah, just see how the minute hand just kind of touches the actual indices near the edge of the dial there. And then also like how the second hand, just near the tip of a second hand, you have that square kind of loomed portion for the seconds hands, and you get a really nice sweep of a seconds hand there too. I just flip to the side here. You can see the crown. So it's signed with a Glycine symbol here. It's got crown guards on the side. Crown doesn't really hit your wrist or anything like that. I mean, look how thin that is. Yeah, I think I forgot to mention that in the dimension, this thing is just less than 11 millimeters thick. And just look at that, the finishing work. It's really nice. You got really nice polished edges to the lugs here. And then if you look at it from the top, it's more of a brushed finish to actual lugs. And then you can see that you just get this nice wafer pattern around the bezel here. And I'll flip this over so you can see the case back as well. Yeah, see that? There you go. So you can see it says Glycine. It's got the symbol of a trident in the middle, flanked by, I don't know if those are, what are they supposed to be, dolphins or seals, I guess. It's all stainless steel, 200 meter water resistant, screw down case back. Of course, it's a sapphire because the glass here, it's sapphire glass with an anti-reflective coating. I mean, overall, one of the most comfortable watches I own. Excellent value for money. I mean, for an entry-level Swiss diver that's also automatic, you're paying around 700 Canadian, and you can find them on the gray market or used for even less than that. I mean, that's 1/10 the cost of a Rolex Submariner. So just excellent value for money. One of the most comfortable pieces I have. I'll just throw it on the wrist so you can see. I mean, yeah, look at that. I have a 7 1/4 inch wrist, and it sits so well. The lug's curving ever so slightly. It just really wraps around your wrist, and it's really thin. It can easily fit under the cuff if you want to dress it up, or you could rock it in jeans and a t-shirt, and it looks great. In terms of negatives, I can only really think of one negative, and I'm not sure if it's a QC issue with my watch here, or if it's just in general, and it's the crown action. Unscrewing this is really, really tough. Winding it is also, it feels like you're overwinding it. I mean, you can't, but it feels like it. And then when you try and push it back in and screw it back in, it's really stiff. It almost feels like I'm stripping the threads for this. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you can tell that it's in there finally. But I mean, that's the only downside I can see to it. Everything else, the dimensions, the finishing, the movement, the lume is super luminova. It's pretty bright. I don't know if you can see it. It's got that nice yellow lume to it. But yeah, I mean, overall, excellent value for money. I highly recommend it. Hopefully you guys will check it out sometime. Alright guys, cheers.